Have you ever tried plant medicine? Everyone seems to be talking about ayahuasca or mushrooms, psilocybin, and magic chocolate today. But what exactly is plant medicine doing? Now, I can tell you this. I've been on ayahuasca journeys. I've tried mushrooms, psilocybin, and I've experienced transformative results. I get what people are talking about, but these substances are illegal in many parts of the world, and there are some risk associated with them. As I went deeper into this exploration, interviewing many leading experts in the field, one of the things that became very apparent is that it's not the plant itself. It is how your brain is reacting to the chemistry of that plant. But what if you can take away the plant and just train your brain to directly produce the chemicals and the brain frequencies that are necessary for you to experience these altered states? Many people have trained themselves to do this. Wim Hof, when I interviewed him, claimed that he could generate any type of biochemistry in his body at will. He didn't need any plant medicine. I also am friends with the great hypnotherapist Paul McKenna, who says that through a concept called vivification, he can induce in anyone the feelings that they have in plant medicine without the actual substance. You see, it's not the plant, it's your brain's response. Dabbling with plant medicine, I've seen people and habits, dangerous habits like smoking or vaping. I've seen people have incredible healings. I've seen people have incredible epiphanies, inspiration, and ideas. But I've also seen people do all three: ending bad habits, incredible healings, incredible epiphanies and ideas, even incredible manifestations without plants, by them learning how to tap into altered states through a specific protocol invented by the late Jose Silva. Now, the Silva method is absolutely mind-blowing. I know because I've been doing it since I was 14. As an entrepreneur, it helped me build a business with over $100 million in revenue. And it wasn't just me. People have used this protocol to do incredible things. The writer Richard Bach claimed that it helped him finish his book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which made the cover of Time magazine. Then there was the Chicago White Sox that claimed that this protocol helped them improve their batting average. And one of the craziest stories is this lady called Helen Hadsell, who used this protocol and started winning every competition she took part in. In her rural town in Texas, people started thinking she was a witch. So if you find this interesting and you'd like to learn how to tap into altered states of consciousness, specifically the alpha level, theta level, and delta levels of mind, and use these to create incredible results in your life, watch the video that's about to start next, because it is going to blow you away.
Hold on. Matter of fact, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I will watch it. I will watch it. I want to see the silver. I gotta see the Sylvia method. I have to see. I have to see in this video. Oh my goodness, my man.
Helen Hadsell was able to win any competition she took part in. She was known as the contest queen because she had won 7 trips to Paris, boats, houses. She would basically take part in any sweepstake she read about, any contest.
Let's pause this. Here's the thing. We can just Google shit. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's this? Helen Hadsell.
Whether you're trying to get your ideas down, compose a message, or reply to someone, it can be difficult to write well and write.
Yeah, shut up. Let's Wikipedia it. Like, I'm not even gonna go into it. Let's just Wikipedia it. See what's up. Contest queen, yada yada yada. Chess for one showcase, blah blah blah. Oh, she's from Aberdeen. Ah, Dakotas. Yo. Okay. All right. She found employment as a file clerk in the shipping yard. She met her Pat Hadsell from Denton, Texas. Ooh, unfortunate. Yeah, anybody from Texas really unfortunate. Damn, unfortunate. Grand Prairie, Texas, almost like Paris, Texas, isn't it? Okay, contesting soon happen. Author and lecturer, later years. Okay, so it just sort of says she was the contest queen. Ah, what is this? Oh, so she knows this Jose Sylvia, the guy that Pepe Sylvia's cousin that this man was talking about. What? Around 2 years after she won the house, Hadsell began to change her focus. In late 1867, he sponsored a seminar in Dallas, Texas on mind control. Okay. Okay, alright. She was part of a lecture series in Dallas, Texas, related to psychic abilities and mental potential. She was the topic of positive thinking. Alright. Yeah. Mind control. Yeah. What's up, Kita? What's up, Kita? You trying to get up here? Okay, Kita. Fuck you too. Kita. Come. Come. Kita, come here. Come here. Yeah. You can come on my lap. Alright, bye, Nikita. Alright, she was editor of Control Newsletter, who had a conference parapsychology. I gotta watch Men Who Stare at Goats. I really gotta watch Men Who Stare at Goats. I think it'll be like fun. You know what I mean? Feel like some LSD shit. Haven't done LSD in a while. Maybe we should do LSD. Name it and claim it. Game with Windrulers and Wishcraft. Maneuvers, but for winning, and Wishcraft. So they didn't burn her at the stake when she's talking about fucking magic, but they burned other people when they were talking about specifically not magic. Okay. Sylvia mind control approach. Alright. This is wild. Alright. So Wikipedia says that she's on it. Every contest she's ever entered. So everybody's on it. Let's see what Reddit has to say. I wanted to share this with people who didn't know because one of the most amazing things I found since it started to come to terms with magic of the law. Apparently, this one lady won over 5,000 contests. She wrote a book in 1988 about how she did it. What she was describing in the book was very similar to Neville's teaching. Who the fuck is Neville? Spiritual teacher. Okay, more nuts, more nutties. She started this in the first year. She wanted to win a contest that allowed her to go a trip to Paris with her husband. She imagined herself. And she mentions the feeling of emotion. She spending her 40th birthday in Paris, which means she had 6 months for the wish to be fulfilled because her birthday was June 1st. Interestingly, I had already halfway convinced myself it could happen, but the next page say, I knew I was going to Paris. Okay, alright, let's skip ahead. Let's see what's up here. Got more ads. Got somebody who loves it. Yeah, they're also on the Sophia mind control area. I think this is all for scams. This is a page to help people get scammed. I manifested my out of prison. all right. As a black man, I could go to prison for any random thing because I just look like somebody that happened, or maybe they just cop get angry one day. But I don't think you should be manifesting people out of prison. Generally, I don't think the pineal system is working. I think it should be changed. But like the whole manifesting folk out of prison, I think that's dangerous. I think that's gonna be real dangerous. You can manifest anybody out of prison, So be careful with that. Careful with that. What's your name? Dust Fluffy. Yeah, be very careful with that. Manifest the wrong one out of prison. Mm. Yeah, this is goofy. I'm not gonna lie, this is goofy, and I'm sorry for anybody who believes this. I'm sorry, whoever believes this. I really apologize that this happened to you.
Test, and she would just win. That made my documentary crew, and I asked Helen, how do you do that? And she spoke about this thing called the Silva technique. Helen, you see, was Jose Silva's former PR manager. She had the benefit of learning closely from that man. Now, Jose Silva was a radio repairman who lived in the border town of Laredo, Texas in the 1940s. He had 10 kids, and his kids were not doing very well in school. Now, Jose Silva had a crazy idea. You see, he had served in the US Army, and he was fascinated by the psychological questions that the Army psychologists would ask new recruits. So he decided to look at psychology and then look at what he knew about radio repair and figure out how he could change the mindset and the brains of his kids so they could do better in school. As a radio repairman, he knew that if you reduce the resistance of a wire, more electricity flows through it. So he wondered, what could I do to reduce the resistance in the human mind? He decided to experiment with reducing any form of resistance in his children's brain. He experimented with biofeedback. He experimented with hypnosis. And sure enough, his children's grades started improving at school. But then something astonishing happened. He was sitting down with his daughter Isabel, reading a history book and asking Isabel questions. So he would guide Isabel into a restful state of being. She would have her eyes closed. He would read her the important dates. She would be able to absorb that, and then he would ask her questions. But something strange started happening. Isabel was able to answer a question before he verbally spoke it. Now, let me explain this. He would think of the question in his head, a question such as, who was the 16th president of the United States? Before he could verbally say it, Isabel would answer the question, Abraham Lincoln. Jose Silva was mind blown. And so he wrote to Professor J.B. Ryan at Duke University. J.B. Ryan was famous for his research into a concept called ESP, extrasensory perception. And Silva told Ryan, Doctor, I think I trained my daughter to have ESP. J.B. Ryan replied back in a letter and said, no, that's absolutely not true. No one can be trained to have this. Your daughter must have been born with it. Jose Silva disagreed. So he continued training the rest of his kids to develop a high degree of intuition. So now over the next 10 years, Jose Silva trained 39 Laredo children on this approach. He documented the results. He made everything hyper precise, and he proved J.B. Ryan wrong.
Let me just say it. Scam. Let's look up. Is it for real? Bam. Cool, cool, cool. Who's this gnome? Scam or risk? Okay, scam risk. All right. Okay, cool. Are you happy with your life? Are you trying to make the most of your day? After all, many people seem to trudge around in this world like zombies, piling up debt, keeping their head in the sand regarding the problems they're facing. Your life needs all the help it can get. Enter the Sylvia method. This mental technique is taught by Vishen Lacan. Okay, yeah. And his MindValley company. Great, cool, yeah. So all this bullshit has been coming from MindValley. Has been coming from this motherfucker. They do this. They pay out multiple shit from all around. They pretty much pay people to make false, false articles and stuff like that, just so they have something to show. It's really kind of BS. but it's fun and it's hilarious. And if you believe that someone can just manifest it, if you're not a small child and you're not mentally handicapped, I think you deserve to have your money taken. I'm so sorry. That's rude. That's mean. But you kind of deserve it. You kind of deserve it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You deserve to have your money taken. I hope you get it back. I think you deserve to get it back as well. But you deserve, for a little bit, to be... just a little bit needs to be out of your hands. You deserve to get it back and you should sue. But, like, yeah. Mental technique. All right. Let's dive out and find out whether this is all just mumbo jumbo or if there's really something to it. Okay, for your money, you get a decent amount of materials. Vishen Life is a proficient, entertaining presenter. Some of the strategies are scientifically unfounded. No shit. No shit. Does not directly address financial stress. Yeah, no shit. Meditation advice can be found cheaper elsewhere. Yeah. Too long, didn't read. Fuck it.
This was a trainable skill. But then adults started noticing, and adults started coming to him in Laredo, Texas to get trained. Jose Silva decided to call his approach the Silva Mind Control Method. And what happened next was astonishing. A man wrote in a newspaper how after learning Silva's method, he was able to cure his persistent migraine headaches for good. The migraines just disappeared. The next class, Jose wrote in his autobiography, was absolutely flooded by people. And the Silva Mind Control Method ended up expanding. Next class, Jose wrote in his autobiography.
She kind of bad though. Right there. She kind of bad. And she was probably in her 50s now. Mind controlled, obviously. But that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I didn't know Texas had them like that. Yeah, that's all Texas has. Maybe. That's all Texas has, unfortunate.
Biography was absolutely flooded by people. And the Silva Mind Control Method ended up expanding all across the United States. So here's what Jose Silva discovered as the root cause of all our problems. We are powerful beings, but from the time we are born, from the education system we grow up in, from our parents and caretakers who may not know better, we take on so much negative programming. We actually suppress our inherent human abilities. There was a famous study done that showed that all children under the age of 4 are naturally hyper-creative and genius, but the percentage of kids who show genius ability gets lower and lower and lower as they get older. Something about our modern way of life removes these unique abilities from us. The solution Jose Silva discovered is the act of being able to consciously access altered states of consciousness. What is an altered state of consciousness? Well, our consciousness actually operates at different frequencies. You can measure this using a scientific device called an EEG machine. There is a frequency called beta, which is the waking state frequency. Most of us are in beta as we go through our jobs. But when you get into a relaxed state of mind, you go into a hyper-creative state called alpha. Alpha is known for creativity, for problem solving, for...
This is left brain, right brain bullshit. And oh my goodness, this guy is using so much stock footage. It's so crazy. Which, I mean, good for him. Save a little bit. I understand you don't want to pay folk like us, but like, damn, bro. It just makes it look like a scam. The more stock footage I see, I'm just like, scam. More stock footage, scam. More stock footage, scam. Scam.
accelerated healing. Meditators, monks go into alpha as part of their daily routine. Athletes are proven to go into alpha before they take a shot, before they shoot an arrow. The alpha state is what you're in when you practice relaxation or meditation. And this is why there are over 15,000 studies today that show that being relaxed and being in a meditative or mindful state actually improve your health and well-being. But you can go further than that. You can access the next state, which is called theta. Now, theta is a really curious state. Scientists who study theta say that this is the state that gives you inspiration, eureka moments. Difficult problems suddenly get solved with a great insight. Let me give you an example. Thomas Edison, the great inventor, was known for his afternoon naps, but he napped in a really curious way. Legend has it he would sleep on a sofa holding a metal ball in his hand, and when he drifted off into deep sleep, his hand would drop, the ball would hit a metal plate next to the sofa, causing a loud clang that woke him up. In short, he was dipping into sleep and waking up, dipping into sleep and waking up. Why did he do this? Because Edison was dipping into the theta level. The theta level is the level of light sleep, and he was dipping into it to get inspiration and insights. He wasn't the only one. A famous American inventor by the name of William Gates II would create some of the most incredible patents and trademarks. He had dozens of them, but his method was to go into theta by locking himself in his darkened basement, closing all the lights, sitting on his desk, and going into a deep state of relaxation where ideas and eureka moments would flow to him. Now, while theta is the waking frequency, all of us can learn to tap into alpha and theta. And the next level is the most curious of all, delta. Delta is the level that you're in when you're asleep. But Silva found that you can learn to program your mind just before.
They just had somebody in their dark basement with freaking cobwebs around. Like, is that really what they're gonna do?
Going to sleep and have your mind solve problems for you while at delta. Scientists who study delta have noticed this. People who are able to operate at the delta level of mind often tend to be incredibly lucky. Miracles happen. Crazy serendipities occur. You might call it magic or good luck, but it's something different. It almost seems like these people who are trained to access delta can bend reality. Jose Silva went on to create this incredible movement called the Silva Mind Control Movement. It was one of the first personal growth programs in America. His book, The Silva Mind Control Method, sold millions upon millions of copies. Everyone from opera singer Margarita Piazza to the Chicago White Sox spoke about how Silva techniques were allowing them to improve their skill on stage or on the ball field. Silva went deep into pioneering new techniques, including the centering exercise to rapidly take you into the alpha level. And then he created techniques to amplify focus, creativity, and intuition. His mental video technique, which he created in the mid-1990s as he lay at his deathbed, was designed to help you bring in higher intelligence to help you solve the most difficult problems. He also created the 3 scenes technique to help you see your life unfolding exactly as you want it to unfold, and also to accelerate healing and manifest your deepest desires. His case working technique was designed to train people to learn the science of mind-body healing. As the Silva method grew, of course there were skeptics. Newspapers sent journalists to go into Silva classes and see what this man was talking about. Silva classes were absolutely mobbed by people, filled with Wall Street types and executives, and they were loving it because they were learning to conquer stress. But what they did not know, Jose Silva was not going to stop at something so simple. Stress was just one aspect. By day 4 of the class, they were learning to tap into intuition, to access deep states of meditation, and to manifest their future. An entire marketing company was organized by graduates to use what they learned in Silva to invent new products and decide new ways to market them.
Because it helps them, like, feel like, I made it because I manifest.
In its 3rd year, the company had 18 products on the market. Furthermore, one advertising man used to need 2 months to create a campaign for his clients. This was quite average in the field. Applying the Silva method, he brought the process down to 20 minutes. The rest of the work was done in 2 weeks. Now, the famous Chicago White Sox had 14 players take the Silva method. All their individual averages improved, most of them dramatically. The husband of a woman who was suffering from obesity suggested she try the Silva method because all the diets she tried had failed. She agreed, provided he took Silva too. She lost 20 pounds in 6 weeks.
Well, in that time, in that 6 weeks that she lost 20 pounds, what she also running and eating right. It's not about a big diet or anything like that. You just gotta run and eat right. It's actually really simple. There's like amount of calories that you need inside your body. Usually for like a grown man, you need like grown man at like 5'8", 5'8" to 5'10". You need about 2,000, maybe 2,500. You eat that, and then you stop. You do those things and run just a little bit. You're gonna lose weight. You might lose weight slowly, but you're gonna lose weight. If you're a woman, matter of fact, the internet exists. We don't have to. Oh man, pennies on the table. Woman, calories, calories per day. 5, 6. Let's look at this. Minimum between 1,200 and 14. So eat 1,600 calories, and that's it. You're good. That's it. 1,600 calories. 1,600 calories. Man, be safe. Eat 1,800 calories and run. And if you're a lot, Oh, hold on. Generally, the recommended. See, I was about to fuck you up. I was about to kill you. Generally, the recommended amount is around 2,000. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Eat 18. Eat 18 calories a day. 1,800 calories a day. You'll be all right. And run. Solved. If you don't want to do that, you don't want to lose weight. If you don't want to lose weight, that's fine. You don't gotta lose weight. Probably not gonna die.
He stopped smoking. A professor at a college of pharmacy taught Silva to his graduates. Their grades are going up in all their courses, he said, with less studying, and they are more relaxed. Everybody knows how to use their imagination. I just get my students to practice it more. I show them that imagination is valid, and there's a form of reality in imagination that we can use. With all of the success, Jose did not become a celebrity, not a guru, not a spiritual leader with followers. He's a plain man of simple ways, speaks with a soft, lost accent of a Mexican American, a kind man who smiles easily whenever he hears, Jose, you changed my life.
It's a lost accent. This man primarily lives in the upper Midwest. Has to.
And he replies, no, I didn't do it. You did, with your own mind. Now, are you ready for this? Because this is the craziest story of all. You see this? This is the cover of Time magazine. And on this cover, you see the author, Richard Bach, who wrote the famous book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. This Time magazine is from November 13, 1972, and I got this on eBay. Richard Bach made the cover of Time magazine because his book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, struck such a chord, it took off and sold millions of copies. But here's the thing. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar magazine, Richard Bach said that this book had been sitting in his basement for years until he took a Silva class. And as he went into his alpha level of mind, the final closing chapter of the book came together. He was able to complete the book, submit it, and it became one of the best-selling books of his generation, putting him on the cover of Time magazine. I interviewed his daughter to validate it, and sure enough, Bach's daughter confirmed the story, saying that her father had the manuscript for 5 years in their basement. She also said that her father...
Like, Time magazine, everyone knows your name, everyone knows you. It's sort of really plays into something that, for people who haven't achieved much, that this is their big moment. They can use this to achieve things that they can never achieve before, and they can change lives in ways that they could never touched people before, which, you know, I don't even think that's like reasonable to expect. I mean, everything that I've lived through, whether it be like all the media I've consumed or books that I've read, I would say the things that changed my life the most were other people. It was not whatever. It wasn't the Batman, though it's a fucking amazing movie, and they went nuts on that one. It was not Princess Mononoke, though it's a fucking amazing movie, and they went nuts on that one. But it was people. It was people imparting things with me. It was growing with other people. It was learning things with people, being held accountable by other people. That's how you grow.
I would come
That's
back
success. Of course, it's nice to pay the bills as well.
from these classes, sit down with her, and teach her techniques. And now she understood that these were silver techniques. Before I show you how to change your mind to change your life, let me first say, my name is Vishen, and many people call me one of the luckiest people alive. I built my dream company, MindValley, into a massive valuation. My book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind, became the #1 book in the world on Amazon September 16, 2017. My second book hit #1 in the Wall Street Journal. I run multiple companies around the world in just a few hours a week, and I live a life that I consider blessed. Now, while on the outside, all of this seems like luck, the truth is, I've been using the Silva method for the last 20 years to reprogram my brain to manifest the life I designed. And
Bro, you're a millionaire. You're a millionaire. If you're really making the money you're making, why not just pay the guys who did this video and have them shoot something else with you? Why would you have to do it on an iPhone? You're a millionaire. You're a millionaire. It don't take much. You took care of the guys the first time. They probably just do that other stuff. If you took care of them this time, you're a millionaire. That's another thing that I never understood. These millionaires, these people who have all the success in the world, all the social power that they could ever want, they always have the shittiest media. Like, you gotta be stupid.
once you begin to understand it, synchronicities become part of your life. Magic seems to infuse your life. It almost seems as if the universe has your back, just like Helen Hetzel did. You see, Helen was doing what all us Silva graduates know. She was a master at bending reality. It wasn't until I stumbled upon the Silva method that everything changed for me. It started when I was 26. It was April 2001 when I landed in San Francisco, and my timing sucked because the dot-com bubble burst.
Yeah, he had to make sure that he was on the other side of the world. I'm just kidding. Obviously, he's Indian.
I lost my savings, I lost the job I had, and I was forced to get a dial.
Hold on. So he was. So what he's saying is that he was on the .com bubble. He was also getting into that grift before. When this grift, when that grift failed, he jumped into this grift. Beautiful, love it. Yeah, you gotta absolutely love him. He probably had some crypto.
For dollars job, selling software to lawyers and making absolutely nothing. The economy was so bad, they were not paying a base salary. It was either sell a software and get a 20% cut, or you don't get to eat that week. I was seeing my bank account get lower and lower and lower, and I couldn't afford rent, so I was sleeping on a friend's couch. And one day, in desperation, I decided to get on Google and ask for help. Google was the hot new search engine in Silicon Valley, and I can't remember what I put in. Maybe it was, "Dear Google, why does life suck so bad?" Or it was, "Dear Google, how do I get out of this rut?" And what I remember happened next is that I saw a search result for a Jose Silva class happening in Los Angeles. I decided to put together the few $100s I have, fly to LA and take this class.
Boy, wasn't that broke. Because if I saw something of someone asking me to fly out or take a class for hundreds of dollars when I'm actually broke, no, big dog. You gotta find ways to make money right here. Right here, big dog.
Especially because it seemed to promise so much: improving sales, manifesting your dream life, bringing you out of a depression. And boy, I needed that because I was so down. Now, this class in LA was called Silva Ultramind. It was Jose Silva's final creation. He had produced this program and released it in a limited way to the world in around 1996. Jose died in February 1999, and this program was his last creation.
So there was some new age stuff way back when, back in the 90s and early 2000s. There was a bunch of new age stuff, and that's the stuff that they were trying to sell. It's like this lost knowledge from, like, say, the 70s or the 60s and stuff like that. Are the 90s that old that that's where the nostalgic, everybody had things more figured out back then, and that there's not lost knowledge? Are the 90s really that old? I mean, 30 years, but damn. I guess it is old. I guess it's old.
And the seminar in LA was being taught by a pharmaceutical salesperson.
It's like 30 years because the people that they want to get might be 20.
When I met her, she explained that she had used these techniques to overcome the agony of a tragic divorce. She had built her life back. She had transformed her sales in her company. And to prove it to me, she showed me the beautiful red sports car that she was driving. Furthermore, she said she had used it to meet the man of her dreams. And that's why, in addition to all of this, she decided to give back to others.
The person who gave you the sports car and the man of her dreams are two different people. I'm just being a butt. I'm not serious. I'm being a butt.
By getting trained in the Silva method so she could teach this class. That was enough for me. If I could get just 10% of the success she had, I would be ecstatic. And so I took the class with her. I was the only person who showed up for this 2-day class. And so as I went through this class, she made me understand why I was so stuck. I was using just a limited portion of the faculties of my mind. I was programmed with beliefs and ideas that were holding me back. And I'd literally shut myself down to human abilities that Jose Silva had showed that we all have, but so few use. I flew back to San Francisco Sunday night because I had to start work on Monday. And my life was never going to be the same again. On Monday morning, when I woke up, before going to work, I used my Silva techniques to program my day. And then at work, I used the technique to go into the theta level of mind and tap into intuition. You see, back then, we had to check out the yellow pages. Remember that big, heavy book? We had to check out the yellow pages from the San Francisco Public Library, and I had to call every law firm in my designated territory, San Antonio. We had to go from A to Z in order. But I decided to try the Silva technique. As I read the yellow pages, I would check my gut for an impulse or a feeling that this was the right lawyer to call. And I would call only the lawyers where I felt an intuitive yes. Now, something really strange happened that day. That day itself, I did double the sales I averaged. I attributed this to pure luck, right? So I didn't make much of it. But at the end of the week, I continued having double my sales average. And now I knew something interesting was happening. 2 weeks later, I doubled my sales again, using a different Silva technique called subliminal programming. And 2 weeks after that, I doubled my sales again, using yet another Silva technique called the 3 scenes technique. My boss came to me, and I'll never forget what he said. He said,
You're focused on one person at a time, so therefore you're not really going through the motions. Therefore, you're not like, oh, this person won't do it, so blow them off. You're spending time with each person. You're spending time with each contact and trying to see, oh, this will be the one that works, because you're spending a lot of energy, time. You're trying to be kind to that person. So basic sales. You started doing basic sales rather than just going through the full book.
He said, Vishen, what are you doing? I said, I honestly don't know how it works, but I think it's called ESP. And he replied, nah, that's bullshit. But can you keep doing it? I grew so fast in that company that in the next 4 months, I was promoted 3 times. I was 26 years old and made vice president of sales, and they shipped me out to New York to start the company's New York office on September 11, 2002. I worked at that company, operating a gorgeous office in Chelsea Market, New York, and I loved my life. But 18 months into it, I began to feel a calling. I began to feel that the corporate world wasn't for me. I wanted something where I could make an impact. And that's when I remembered a quote by Nelson Mandela. Mandela said, "If you want to change the world, change education." So I thought, wow, I want to go into education, but what would I teach? And then this dawned on me. The most valuable education I had in my entire life was the Silva method. This is what I wanted to teach. And so I decided to contact Jose Silva's family, get
Nelson Mandela came to me in a dream. He told me that I gotta teach some courses. I had to do a I had to do a scan real quick. Nelson Mandela talked to me. He's talking to me. He says run a course.
the license to teach the Silva method, to promote its products, and start a company around that. I became a Silva instructor. I traveled the world teaching small Silva classes for 5 years before I decided to go bigger and start a company to transform humanity. That company is called MindValley. And today, we are the biggest personal growth company on the planet. None of these accomplishments would have been possible if it wasn't for Silva. This is just one of the many goals that I was able to see in my mind so picture perfect using Silva's mental screen technique. Every time I think back, it's incredible how my life moved towards these goals with so much ease and fluidity. I started working with Jose Silva's family in around 2004. I helped take the Silva method to a wide audience again. And in 2018, Jose Silva's daughter, Diana Silva, asked me to be the face of the new Silva method, to make sure that Jose's knowledge never left the earth. In 2020, we took Jose Silva's most powerful 2-day seminar, Silva Ultramind, and we transformed it into an online program that transforms lives everywhere. It is the most advanced Silva program in the world right now, and it is only available on the MindValley platform to translate Jose Silva's work and legacy for a new generation. Silva Ultramind is a 28-day program hosted by me with core ideas from Jose Silva's work. Every day, you go through a 15 to 20 minute training designed to layer on advanced mind power techniques into your consciousness.
$500 for this BS. It's a beautiful world.
You learn how to tap into altered states of consciousness with such ease and fluidity that they become second nature. Your journey begins with Silva's core mind exercise. It's called the mental screen, and it's designed for enhanced visualization. This is perfect.
People of color, women, these are the people you really attack because, you know, it's really hard for people of color to get a good job a lot of times. So they're stuck in really shitty jobs, and or you know they have a hard time finding a job. And then you get women like stay-at-home moms and stuff like that. You connect them with your bullshit. This is how it goes for a lot of MLMs as well. And those people are a little bit more susceptible because the options for economic success outside of that is low, and I understand it. I've been in those situations. I've always also have been in a situation where ain't no way I could even before I felt like I never fallen into a scam. There was one time I almost did in college, and what stopped me, and what always would stop me is I don't have $500 to go spend on some BS. I just don't. I don't have $500 to spend on BS, dog. Nah, dog. I don't have $500 to spend on BS. Very rarely do I even have $500 to spend, but definitely not to spend on some BS. Period.
Perfect if you've struggled to manifest things in the past. The mental screen is a powerful tool that you use when you're able to tap into the alpha level. You can use it in so many ways. I used it to create healthy relationships with everyone around me, to build a team for MindValley, to connect with some of the most amazing people in the world. There is the world-famous Silva centering exercise. This is a 22-minute audio designed by Jose Silva with a particular language pattern that allows you to go into the alpha level of mind easier and easier every time you listen to it. And soon, you're able to tap into that alpha level of mind instantly using a simple finger movement that you program into your brain. Then you'll discover how to access your subconscious mind's full intuitive ability. Once you learn to get to the alpha level of mind, it's then just an extra step to get into the theta level of mind. The theta level of mind is where ideas and creativity flows to you. I work with engineers, and we specifically go into the theta level of mind to design the user interface and the algorithms for complex apps and AI projects. Because the idea flow when you're at theta is incredibly powerful. Then, in Silva, you learn how to use a powerful tool called the 3 scenes technique. This is an incredible way to tap and speak into your subconscious to reprogram different aspects of your life. People have used the 3 scenes technique to reprogram their behavior towards food or exercise, to give up smoking, and you can even use it to program your body to heal. We've seen people use this technique for so many amazing things. Camilla Hansen is a former Miss Sweden and a Swedish entrepreneur. She spoke about using...
But it's called willpower. And this is going to sound crazy. It's going to sound like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, but you don't want to smoke. And I know people are like, oh, it's not as easy as you're saying. It's as easy as I'm saying. It's just what I'm saying isn't easy. But all you have to do is not smoke. It's extremely hard, and it takes a lot of willpower. But you just gotta not smoke and keep not smoking, and then you won't be a smoker. You will quit. And it's gonna be hard the first day, the second day, the third day, the 10th day, probably the 31st day, maybe even the first year, maybe the first 5. But that's addiction, dog. You just gotta keep not doing it. If you keep not doing it, you won't do it. It's willpower. It really is just willpower. Like, if it's not like alcohol or one of those things like I think barbiturates, opiates or something, you can't hard stop. But for the most part, you just gotta like not do it. And it's gonna like probably give you the shakes, the chills, the shivers, and all that. But it's simple, but not easy.
Using the 3 scenes technique to heal her skin. Bianca Andreescu was a 19-year-old Romanian girl who beat Serena Williams and won the US Open in September 2019.
You mean old Serena Williams, dog? Like, I mean, not to say that Serena Williams is like a bad player. She's a great player. But she has been knocking on her body for like since the time she was 13. And I think she was like 30s, almost 40s. And she has been playing for so long that people have probably made strategies specifically against her. You're saying that a younger person, at the waning of a one woman's career, a younger person beat them? Wow. Insanity. It's almost like it's fucking inevitable.
She used the Silva programming technique of creative visualization to see herself winning that trophy. This stuff is powerful. Now, as you go deeper into the program, you learn the most powerful tool of all, the mental video technique. The mental video technique is so unique because it shows you how to work with your mind at the delta level. You see, most people are asleep. If your mind slows down to the level of the delta level, you typically are asleep. You're unconscious. But there is a technique that you can use just before going to sleep to put a problem that you want to solve into your mind. And the next day when you wake up, over the next 72 hours, you start to notice synchronicities that seem to make this problem resolve itself. This is what the mental...
Ah, man. What do you... say stupid. You just gotta start using words like synchronicity, man. It gets the hippies, bro. It really does. Start using synchronicity, intersectionality. No, the intersectionality is actually a collegiate term. You shouldn't use that for this. Mental unity or vibing. Nah, but dog, yeah, REM sleep, dog. REM sleep. You're gonna be thinking about things in your subconscious mind, especially if you've been thinking about something for a long time. Your mind is gonna continue run with it. It's either gonna give you a nightmare if you're stressed out. It's probably gonna give you a nightmare, or maybe you'll think about it for so long you might have a different way of looking at it, but probably just a nightmare.
video technique does. It's a little strange, but once you get the hang of it, this is one of the most powerful mental tools you can use in your arsenal. And people who use it swear by it. The mental video technique is useful for problems that you don't know how to specifically solve. It's swear by it. The mental video technique is useful for problems that you don't know how to specifically solve. And people who
Why? He did it. He did it, bro. He picked the brown man and said essentially me, because of course he's going to pick someone brown, because he's brown, and so that's another thing they're trying to get you to connect with. Because he's brown, so therefore he could do it. Now it's like, oh, he could do it. I could do it. His name is very cultured. His name is not cultured, cultural. His name is very ethnic. He could succeed in life. I can succeed in life. And he's going to show me how, because he's done it before. But this is how he's succeeding in life. He's taking your money. That's how he's doing it, big dog.
who use it swear by it. The mental video technique is useful for problems that you don't know how to specifically solve. It's useful for relationship issues. It's useful for problems such as growing your finances, even though you don't have an idea on what action to take next. It seems to connect you to a higher source that guides you to the right path. All of these techniques are layered onto you day by day by day, using a unique methodology of speaking to your conscious. You see, when you take this program, you aren't just learning through lectures. I'm reading out Jose Silva's specific word-for-word scripts that guide you into altered states, and as you are there, programs your consciousness to unlock these abilities. You are not asleep. You are not being hypnotized. You are fully awake and you understand every word. But as you say these words to yourself, something shifts and new abilities unlock. For example, when you first start, it may take you 5 minutes to train your mind to get to the alpha level. By day 20, you can get there in 30 seconds because we've programmed your mental attitude to going into altered states. Some of the things our graduates have accomplished are wild. I told you about the Helen Hadsell story, the Richard Bach story. Here's another. Burt Goldman. Burt Goldman is another Silva legend. In his 80s, Burt Goldman became an accomplished photographer, an accomplished artist. He learned to play the piano. He became an accomplished photographer.
I never heard of Burt Goldman. Let's go find his manufactured people. Let's find this Burt Goldman. Goldman. Let's see his photography. I want to see his photography, big dog. I'm not seeing too much photography. I see a lot of paintings. Let's go see photography. I want to see his photography. I want to see how his photography look like. Yeah, of course. I care about his photography. The picture from the video, yes. Not photography. Not photography. Not photography. Yes. Science fiction. Hold on. Let me read that. Quantum jumping, the interdimensional quest for a better you. He's in the same grift. Beautiful. Not photography. Not photography. Not photography. Not photography. Not photography. Yeah. 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 He's doing the BS, dog. He's doing the BS, dog. I love it. You love to see it sometimes. Not photography. Not photography. Not photography. Not photography. Not photography. Not photography. Is that photography? Hold on. Not photography. Bro. This dude is an accomplished photographer that doesn't have much photography. I probably got more photography out than this dude. And I don't even post. Literally, only shit I put out is galleries and all that. Let's finish up.
Photographer, an accomplished artist. He learned to play the piano. He was able to pick up skills with such ease. But know this about Bert. Bert was a close friend of Jose Silva, was a Silva graduate, and went so deep into Silva, he became an instructor himself. And then there are all of these stories.
Another thing with these scams is a lot of it is based all around somebody else. Because just like the movie Art of Self-Defense pretty much did it. To show off that this is not him, this is not me. I'm not saying that this is something that I did because that would be too much ego, right? We get a separate person, we get a separate entity, and we're going to take that entity and we're going to run with it as that is our God. So therefore, you can't question that entity because that entity is probably dead, usually dead. You can't question this other entity who's given us the knowledge to do things. You have to just follow the way that I'm interpreting it. And if you don't want to follow it, that's fine because we don't need people like you. So therefore, it tells the people who are in it that you have to doubt everybody that says that this guy's full of shit. It's a good grift. It's really good. He's a really smart grifter. I'm impressed. I'm more than impressed. I'm entertained.
From ordinary people around the world that have been submitted to our website. So in total, this is what it looks like. You're going to get 28 individual lessons over 28 days. Before the pandemic, if you wanted to learn Silva Ultramind, you'd only be able to attend a seminar maybe once, maybe twice a year. You'd probably spend thousands of dollars flying to a seminar.
This is really good. He's getting people out of the pandemic because everybody's stressed out and money's tight and folks are on strike and shit's going left. It's a good grifter. This is some high level scamming, dog. I love this. This is a high level scamming. This is not low level scamming. This isn't a fire circle. This is high level scamming and it's beautiful.
Seminar location like LA or Tallinn, booking a hotel room, staying there for 3 to 4 days as you go through this seminar. When I last taught a Silva seminar in Tallinn, Estonia, there were 500 people in the audience. And these were CEOs, executives, startup founders. But the pandemic...
CEOs of their own company. CEOs with with a deployee number of 3 or less.
Made us change the way we presented this. Because we had to shut down seminars, we decided to make the entire program digital. It took us almost a year to think about how to take what was a seminar experience and turn it into a digital experience delivered on a beautiful platform that could have the same efficacy. And I'm proud to say we were able to do that. And because it's delivered online, the enrollment price is nowhere close to the original seminar. Now, here's the best part. Silver Ultramind is part of MindValley, the world's biggest personal growth company, with 60 plus unique programs in every aspect of human transformation. And when you become a MindValley member, you don't just get Silver Ultramind, all other programs are unlocked for you as well. Now, you might want to start with Silver Ultramind and go through this 28-day experience. But after that, you might want to jump into another program. I worked with Jose's family to make Silver Ultramind not just a program that teaches.
So it's like a more expensive masterclass, but for
teaches you how to use your mind, but teaches you to dream and think bigger.
Go to masterclass or anything that will get you some skills, and try to leverage that. Don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do this.
About your life, to be unstoppable in your quest for amazing health, amazing relationships, having an amazing career. And as those become clearer for you, you might want to jump into one of our other programs. Maybe MindValley's programs on focus and entrepreneurship so your career could grow. Maybe MindValley's programs on relationships so you can have the love life you've always dreamed of. Maybe MindValley's programs on energy healing and spirituality so you can further unleash your inner Buddha. And all of these are freely available to you on the platform, so you never stop growing. And all of this is available when you sign up for Silver Ultramind on MindValley today. Now, in addition, there's something really special. You see, I'm a big believer in the power of community. When you become a MindValley member, I promise you one thing: you will never feel lonely again, because our community is a living, thriving community of over 100,000 people.
They're selling you on the community experience. Oh my goodness. This is a great grift. This is an amazing grift. It's like an MLM. It's like an MLM, but they're not telling you to sell anything. They're just saying that they have the answers. This is amazing grift. Because this stops all the legal BS that you would have to usually run through. Because usually you would have problems legality with, like, say, Ponzi's or whatchamacallit. People are sort of like, there's lobbied out for MLM, so they're pretty much protected. But the idea that you have to, like, buy some stuff so you can start selling, that usually is like a very big risk for guys, you know? But this is like so low risk legally. So high level grift.
All around the world who are so dedicated to improving their lives and each other's lives. You'll be able to make new friends and even attend community meetups happening across the planet. You are part of a society of people who understand that being human is so much more than traditional education made it to be, and want to become the best humans they can be so they can uplift others. Now, this entire package, being trained directly with me and Jose Silva, becoming a MindValley member, could be as high as 5 figures, but it's not going to be $8,000 or $4,000 or even $2,000. In fact, I'm going to tear that price into shreds for you, and then I'm going to tear those shreds into further shreds. You can get all of this for less than $1.50 a day when you take advantage of our one-time yearly offer. And the best part is, you don't have to risk a thing. With MindValley, you get to try Silver Ultramind risk-free for the next 15 days. At any point in the next 15 days, with one click, you can...
When you try to take off MindValley's thing, they're going to cause such a problem for you to, like, take your information out and say you don't want it. That's probably going to go over the 15 days.
Give yourself a full refund. You can go through the entire program if you want in 15 days. And then with one click, get a full refund, no email, no phone call needed. Why are we being so generous? Well, because MindValley's platform sells itself. Just read the 16,000 case studies that we have on our website. Once you experience the divine spark within you and you see just what you're capable of with the right training, you can never go back. to your old self, and you will constantly have a desire to grow, become better and better, and improve your experience of the world. In addition, when you become a MindValley member,
Boombox. Where are they finding boomboxes?
and you will constantly have a desire to grow, become better and better, and improve your experience.
How did they find a boombox? Where the freak did they find a boombox in 2020? It's probably made in like 2020, 2021. Yeah. How'd they find a boombox? I know it's an old image, so they could have gotten that royalty-free image from like one of those sites, and probably it's gone back to like 2015. But where did they find that? Maybe it was in somebody's house?
Experience of the world. In addition, when you become a MindValley member, you're going to get a string of bonuses to help you with this silver experience. Bonus 1 is a library of live calls where I answer common questions. Bonus 2 is even cooler. Before I produced Silver Ultramind, I produced a program called Creative Visualization. Creative Visualization used to sell for $249, and I co-produced this with the famous speaker Lisa Nichols. You might remember her from the movie The Secret. She was the most sought-after speaker in that movie. It provides 12 specific guided creative visualization audios that help you manifest in 12 unique areas of your life: money, love, health, success, fame. You're gonna get this entire program free with Silver Ultramind. After you learn to tap into the alpha level of mind and then the theta,
I will make you a god. You will be bigger than the story of Gilgamesh and Yankee Doodle.
level, and you can comfortably be there, you want to listen to these 12 creative visualization scripts to help you manifest incredible things in your life. Lisa Nichols narrates all of these.
They love the snap. Oh my goodness, do they love the snap? When I was in college, another, not a scam, but kind of a scam, if you're like not in the STEM field, was snapping. They love snapping. Everybody snaps. Everybody loves to snap.
Audios. Here are the specific details on how to order. Simply click on the link around the video now. You'll be taken to a site where you can choose your membership option, either monthly or yearly. After that, all you have to do is enter your regular details in a secure checkout, and you're part of the MindValley family. As soon as you do, within a minute, you'll get an email with your login instructions, and you can access the MindValley platform on your computer or download the iPhone or Android app. But I do have to warn you, this one-time offer is giving you a pretty big discount, so it's only for people who have had time to sit through this entire video. It is a thank you for spending this much time with me. And as soon as you click off this page, it will be gone. So please don't close this page because you may not see this again. Silver is the single most impactful thing I've ever done. It is the method I teach my children to do, and it has been one of the most important parts of life for thousands of graduates. That's why I urge you to take a stand today. Say that you're no longer going to accept a life that's less than magical and miraculous. Click the link below to join Silver today. There's only one favor I ask, and that is this: when you see the results this gives you, let me know. Leave a story, tag me on Instagram, or even better, go to stories.mindvalley.com and submit your story. Now it's up to you. You can carry on as you've always been, or you can try Silver Ultramind, risk-free.
Did this man just offer me the red pill or the blue pill? Check that out. Check that. My man is really from the 90s, dog. Respect.
You can try Silver Ultramind, risk-free, for 15 days. You have absolutely nothing to lose, and a whole incredible, magical new life to gain. My name is Vishen. I'm the founder of MindValley. You can try Silver Ori. Tag me on Instagram. Say that you're no longer going to, or download the secure checkout, and you're part of one-time offer. Is this page, it will be gone. So please, most impactful thing I've ever done. It is the method I teach my children to do, and it has been one of the most important parts of life for That's why I urge you to take a stand today. Say that you're no longer going to accept a life that's less than magical and miraculous. Click the link below to join Silva today. There's only one favor I ask, and that is this. When you see the results this gives you, let me know. Leave a story. Tag me on Instagram, or even better, go to stories.mindvalley.com and submit your story. Now it's up to you.
Oh, here it is.
You can carry on as you've always been, or you can try Silva Ultramind, risk-free for 15 days. You have absolutely nothing to lose and a whole incredible, magical new life to gain. My name is Vishen. I'm the founder of MindValley. I'm the face of the Silva Ultramind system, and I cannot wait for you to take action and finally achieve the success you deserve. Just click the button below this video to get started.
Okay, sure. Cool. Tight. All right, so today it's going to be $400. It's usually $500. That's crazy. So let me just sort of go to Goldo, because I was looking at Goldo yesterday. Let me just look at Goldo. Let me check on some things. Dragon Ball Z. Okay, cool. So I'm just getting back to MindValley. Okay, yep. And let's just see what's going on. Oh, it doesn't open until you've...
Helen Hadsel was able to win manifesting your dream life, bringing you out of a depression, and boy, I needed that because I was... People are asleep. If your mind slows down to the level of the delta level, you typically are asleep, you're unconscious. But there is a technique that you can use just before going to sleep to put a problem that you want to solve into your mind. And the next day when you wake up, over the next 72 hours, you start to notice synchronicities that...
Goofy. Man, so I didn't get to read any, I didn't read any Vinland Saga today. Yeah, I didn't read any Vinland Saga. I spent like about an hour and a half goofing off, and I didn't do anything I intended to do. And that's life. I'll probably read Vinland Saga tomorrow, though. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll get some viewers tomorrow. Maybe I won't. Who knows? All right. So, folks, you're probably going to see this on YouTube. If you came out this long, I want to say thank you. I am going to probably keep posting, keep doing this stuff because it's really fun and I'm bored and I'm lonely and yeah. So, deuces. Let me end my stream. I'm gonna end the stream. It's a stream, but like, I might as well just do recorded videos because like you know what I mean? Oh man. How to make people respect you if you're quiet. Oh, I gotta keep on looking at this bullshit. I think that this is gonna be my thing. I think I'm gonna look at bullshit for like a couple of hours a day. I think it'll be fun.